What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the 2024 Nissan Sentra SV. This one has the premium package finished off in Scarlet Ember tint coat. MSRP is about $26,000. Underneath the hood of the 2024 Nissan Sentra, you're going to find a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, pumping out 149 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to a CVT transmission, sending all the power to the front wheels, and with a curb weight just over 3,000 pounds, running on a 12.4 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 30 miles per gallon in the city with 40 out on the highway. Overall length is 182.9 inches with wheelbase at 106.6. Width is 71.5 and height is 56.9 inches. Moving on to the exterior styling with the 2024 Nissan Sentra. Pretty sporty looking compact economy car, especially in this nice color red. You have a good looking set of headlights with some silver trim as well as a black housing, and it fades down to a chrome trim piece surrounding the sides of the grille. We have a nice grille design with gloss black. The newer Nissan logo is right in the front and center. You can see how it's nice and smooth, and it also features a safety sensor. You got some sharp lines on the outside as well as a trim piece, and then some gloss trim in the lower portion of this front splitter. You can see some nice openings to provide cooling to the engine, and then sharp lines throughout the hood, fading towards the windshield to give it a more modern appearance. At the side, with the premium package, you're going to see the 17-inch wheels finished in a multi-spoke design with a two-tone color. We have a sharp trim piece around it, as well as some sharp body lines throughout the side profile. We get a set of body colored mirrors with an integrated turn signal, and then your body colored handles on the side with chrome trim underneath the windows. I like the black trim on the upper section, gives it a sporty look, and we also get that moonroof for that package. Overall side profile, it's a pretty good looking car. It's not the smallest Nissan sedan, but obviously it's not too crazy big either. So it has good proportions, really nicely laid out with just a clean design. Got a sharp body line for the rear, and then I like that gloss black trim piece, splitting the roof into two pieces. More sharp lines going towards the taillights with a red look, and then you can see down below we get all of your parking sensors, some mesh trim, as well as some fins down below in the diffuser, and then sharp body lines throughout the trunk. You can also see all the badging, and overall for an affordable economy car, it's pretty good looking. Moving to the key fob, we get the Nissan logo up on top, all of your typical buttons with remote start, just smooth black on the back. If I go ahead and lock the car, you can keep the key fob in your pocket, grabbing the door handle, and pressing that button, it's going to automatically unlock. With the premium package, you get a really cool leather interior with quilted stitching all throughout it. Taking a look at the door panel, you can see the contrast with this tan color, nice soft material for the insert as well as the pad. And you can see your grab handle, window controls, mirror controls, and then a release handle up above. This gets an 8-speaker Bose audio system, some storage down below, and then all of your power controls on the left side of this driver's seat. I really do like the color contrast with the stitching design, really cool material. Looks nice going off the backrest with some black contrast, and then we get a sporty flat bottom steering wheel finished in black leather. And then now sitting inside the Nissan Sentra, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. For the gauge cluster, you get an LCD screen right in the center, along with your analog tach, fuel, speedometer, as well as engine temperature. Throughout the center screen, you can configure it using this control panel on the left side. So right now, of course, you can see your digital speed readout. Going up and down, you can see a few things that are going to pop up, and then scrolling to the right, we can see fuel economy information. We can continue over into information of the vehicle itself. We also have audio controls, safety sensors, things like that, and then settings within the car. So pretty easy to use, pretty simple dashboard for sure. Got the Nissan badge right in the center, all those controls on the left with some Bluetooth and audio. Then we get cruise control on the right with your forward pacing. We have the stalk on the right side for windshield wipers, turn signal and headlights are all on the left, and then down below on this left side, you can see an eco icon for your drive mode. It'll pop up on the screen as well, and then we have interior dimming and the trunk release. You get some of that nice tan color going across the dashboard, so it gives it a nice two-tone appearance, some stitching material as well. And then moving to the center infotainment screen, pretty typical for any Nissan, nothing too crazy fancy, but you're going to get Bluetooth audio, of course your radio, and then a few more items. You can customize the home menu as well. Going into here, you can see a few different items. We have a shortcut down below, shortcuts down below here as well. And then if I go ahead and put the car into reverse, get a nice size backup camera along with a top-down view, which is a really nice feature for an affordable economy car. We have 3 air vents right in the center. You can also turn them on and off by twisting that. And then climate controls are down below with heated seats and steering wheel. We have all of your different zones, temperature control, dual zone temperature as well, and you're able to sync them. And then down below that, you're going to see some USB ports, different plugs, auto start stop. We have a small storage tray, your shift select with some leather material for the shift boot, 2 cup holders with a plastic carbon fiber look material, silver trim for a little bit more storage, then more of this tan color throughout the armrest. You have a pretty good amount of storage down below, and then the glove box, good size as you would expect. One last look at the interior. For being a very affordable economy car, it's actually pretty nice looking. Cool materials, nice design overall. We have a tan headliner with a manual sunshade you can open up, and then all the controls for the roof are sitting right here, and you even have a sunglass holder up in front, and then we have a nice slim mirror and a good size sun visor. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, door panels finish off just like we saw up front with all the same colors, and you're even going to see the same stitching material in the back seats. This can seat 3 people, so if I grab this cushion pulling it down, we have an armrest along with 2 cup holders, and then up in front of that, the only amenity is 1 USB port and then a little bit of storage behind that passenger seat. You can also pull these levers, pull the seat down. It will fold nice and flat, as you can tell, giving you a lot of storage space into that trunk as well. All right, so sitting down the back seat of the Nissan Sentra at 5'11", it's actually not too bad back here. My head almost touches the ceiling, and with the driver's seat at my height, I still have good knee room and foot room. You do feel kind of high up, so you can kind of see over the front passengers. Good sized windows all around, armrests are in a good place, and the recline's not too bad. There's decent amount of padding in these back seats, so honestly, for being an affordable economy car that's kind of on the smaller side, this is actually a pretty decent family sedan if you're needing something on the smaller side, but you still actually need to use the back seats. So not too bad back here. Now moving on to the trunk, there's a button underneath the Nissan badge. We can manually lift that open, and you have a huge amount of space. Very large opening into the trunk, very flat and low load floor. You can also grab this piece, lift it up. We're going to see a spare tire with a little bit of tools. And then folding down the other seat, you can see how much more storage space you're going to get in the back of this car. And again, with it folded down, you can see how large the opening is once again. So overall, for being a compact, smaller sedan, this is definitely usable for people as well as cargo. So we are setting off now in the Nissan Sentra. And up to 50. So for being an inexpensive economy car, you know, it's not too bad. It's peppy enough to get you up to speed. Obviously, it's not fast. It doesn't sound amazing or anything, but it's adequate. It gets the job done. Gets good efficiency as well. Overall, normal driving, you have a really good visibility, you know, good windshield, mirrors all do a great job. Looking over your right and left shoulder, really no blind spots at all. Only complaint with visibility when you're looking through your rear view, I feel like the deck behind the rear seats is actually a little high, and the bump where the third brake light is kind of high. So when you are looking in this, you're really only seeing the top of the roof of cars. You can't really see right behind you unless they're very far away. Like right now, I can't see the road behind me. So I wish the deck was lowered where you could actually see the car behind you. That's my one complaint. Overall comfort, I will say these seats are really hard. Like, they look cool. I like the material. It's a cool looking interior, but there's really not all too much padding in the seat. And with the power adjustments, the seat only goes up and down. It doesn't recline or incline for the base. So I can't get the front of my legs up at all. This base is just very flat. It's an economy car, it's a cheap car. So at the end of the day, obviously you can't be too picky, I guess. However, it's just a very flat, hard seat. Not exactly all too comfortable. It's decently fine for overall leg room. You know, at 5'11", I'm fitting here nicely. My arms have a good place to go. I'm not too much on the floor. I know when we had a Nissan Versa for a week, I was way too cramped. My knees genuinely hurt after driving it because they were just too cramped. I was too much sitting on the floor. So this is much better. If you're a little taller and you're maybe looking at a Versa, you want a Sentra because this is gonna be much better for your legs. I could not do the Versa. This is fine. You know, I can sit here, no big deal. It's pretty normal. Just I wouldn't mind a little more padding and having the seat be at a different angle. Other than that though, pretty nice interior. Like I said, it looks cool. Everything you touch and feel is what you would expect. I mean, it's a cheap car and yet it feels nice and normal. So nice to see that. And then overall build quality when you're driving in it, it's pretty comfortable and quiet. We're only going 40 something miles an hour. It's quiet. You don't really hear much wind noise or road noise or anything like that. So it's decently refined for being an inexpensive car. And it just kind of feels like a good generic commuter car but has a nice interior to where it's kind of nice to be in. Steering has a good weight to it as well. It doesn't feel artificial. You know, the response to everything in this car, it just feels like a nice normal car. And now as we hit these big train track bumps, you can tell it's a pretty solid car. You know, the build quality is pretty good. Nissans are pretty reliable cars overall, and I think they're built pretty well. They're definitely affordable cars versus some other Japanese brands. However, you know, you're getting a lot for the money, given this is way less than the average price of a new car, almost half the price, quite honestly, these days. But very affordable car that looks nice on the outside, cool looking interior, good modern technology, and overall good build quality. So it seems like a pretty good inexpensive economy car to pick up that you can just rack up some miles. It's got a good amount of space in it to where you can just use it for your normal day-to-day stuff, and really can't complain for just a nice, normal, affordable car. Flipping around to my perspective, my honest thoughts with the Nissan Sentra. I think when you look at the pricing, the fact that this is $26,000 fully loaded with the premium package, the fact that this is almost as nice as it gets for the Sentra, it's insanely affordable. This is a super easy car to get into. Even if you go for a base model, you're talking low 20s, so affordable. So it's nice that Nissan is offering something very easy to be able to purchase in today's market when everything is crazy expensive. Most cars that I'm filming these days are $60,000, and you don't even bat an eye at those kind of cars these days. It just seems so normal to be in a $60,000 car. So the fact that this is half that is very eye-opening, that you can get a nice car that's actually affordable in today's world. So normal driving, like I mentioned, it's a nice normal car. There's nothing above and beyond, I would say, about it. It's nothing crazy amazing. It's just a nice, normal, affordable economy car. I think the things that do stand out, the interior looks really cool. I didn't expect this in a $26,000 car. So it's really cool that Nissan gives you an interior that is nice to look at, nice to be in. You feel like you're in something way more premium. I mean, how many cars have quilted leather seats? That is a really cool thing. And I like how the safety systems, the technology in the car, it works the way you would expect. It's nice, normal, and again, nothing to complain about, just a nice, normal car. Biggest complaints with the car, I would say, definitely are the seat comfort. They're just kind of stiff. I didn't expect to be in a car like this that had stiffer seats than my Lamborghini. That thing has stiff seats. These are stiffer and less comfortable, which is saying a lot, I would say. There's just not all too much padding. I don't sink into them. I'm just sitting on top of them. They're all right. You know, I don't know if I would want to go for a trip in this longer than maybe 2 hours. I'm sure I would be a little sore on the backside. Now, other than that, you know, I wish there were a little bit more maneuvers with the seats just to lift my legs up, because again, they're, you know, don't really have all too much support down here. So that's my one complaint. And then the rear view, you know, you can't really see the cars all too well behind you, but I'd say those are pretty small complaints given the price point of the car. You know, this isn't going to be a luxury car. It's not going to be an Audi or a BMW. So other than that, though, I feel like it just gives you what you want. You know, you're not going to get this car and think it's going to be, you know, a fast car or a fine car or anything like that. But when you're in it, you're pleasantly surprised with how it's nice, comfortable, quiet. It doesn't feel cheap. And I think that's the biggest thing when you're looking at an economy car like this. It doesn't feel like a cheap car, you know, tin can doors, noise all over the place. The doors sound solid when you close them. There's good interior space, good trunk space. Refined, going 50 miles an hour. You don't really hear any wind noise or anything to tell you you're in an affordable car. You know, it sounds just as quiet as cars that are $40,000, $50,000. So I think they've done a good job basically refining what an economy car can be. You can still buy a car these days that's affordable, easy to get into, and has all the normal creature comforts of a modern car, but you're not breaking the bank, and you're not getting something where you're sacrificing just nice, normal things. You know, there's nothing worse than buying a car. No matter what, you buy a car, it's an expensive purchase, one of the most expensive purchases you're ever going to make. And when you buy one that just drives like crap and is noisy and feels like a tin can, it just ruins the experience and not a car I would ever want to own. So it's nice how the new Nissan Sentra doesn't have those characteristics of cheap economy cars. It's affordable, feels nice, and it kind of gives you what you need at that good price. So I think that is then it for the 2024 Nissan Sentra. I love the color combo, especially this color with that paint. I think it's a pretty cool looking color combo. If you're looking for an affordable car, I would put this on your list. If you're a little bit shorter, the Versa could also work for you very well to save a little bit more money. If you're close to 6 feet tall like myself, your knees are probably going to be cramped in a Versa, so stick with a Sentra. But Nissan's got some good affordable cars. Check them out. That is it then. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.